Sai Ram. Let me take you back to the 1980s to the town of Kodaikanal, a hill station in the state of Tamil Nadu, India, and our beloved Swami Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba was there at this particular point in time. This was the time when Sai Shruti, Swami's beautiful abode that stands majestically today, was not yet there, and therefore Swami would stay at the residences of devotees, particularly the place of Mr. V. Srinivasan, who had served as the All India President of the Sathya Sai organizations. During this trip, there was also Mr. Radhakrishna, who was Swami's companion, who would stay with Swami, drive Swami, do everything for Swami, an attendant for Swami, blessed soul. And there was Mr. T.G. Krishnamurthy, TGK Uncle as I shall call him, because viewers of this channel will know that TGK Uncle stories are quite common. I narrate them very often. In fact, the most beautiful and breathtaking resurrection of Parvatamma, which TGK Uncle narrated, I hope you have watched it. If not, it is in two parts. The first part is at this link above. The second part will be connected to the first part itself. So TGK Uncle narrates how one day after the darshan and bhajan, when Swami had retired to the room, they were all relaxing. In fact, he had taken off his shirt, he was in his banyan, he was relaxing and enjoying. Suddenly Swami comes and tells, "Hey, put on your shirt, we are leaving." Oh, okay. So quickly they get ready, and Mr. Radhakrishna is at the wheel of Swami's car. Next to him is Mr. V. Srinivasan, and in the back seat it is Swami and TGK Uncle, and they set out. And TGK Uncle asks Swami, "Where are we going to?" Swami said, "Let's go to the Bangalore highway." And that is how they go on to the Bangalore highway. At one point, Swami stops the car, gets out and starts walking. TGK Uncle runs behind Swami with his footwear and tells Swami, "Please wear these slippers." Swami obliges and continues to walk, steps off the road and begins to walk down the hill. And now TGK Uncle is wondering where Swami is going. There might be animals, foxes, snakes, insects, and also there are some glass pieces that are strewn here and there, and it is not safe. So he says, "Swami, please be careful. All of these things are there on the ground." Swami tells him, "You be careful, I am having footwear, you don't have footwear." And Swami continues to walks about 150 meters down the hill, comes to a clearing, stands there with his hands on his hips, looking into the distance, closes his eyes and just stands like that. After some time, TGK Uncle has no clue what's happening, so he says, "Swami?" No response. "Swami?" Still no response. Now with a lot more loudness, "Swami?" And Swami opens his eyes. "Yemi? What?" "Swami, shall we go back?" "Sure, let's go back." And then they walk up the 150 meters just as they had come down. And when they come onto the road, TGK Uncle is tense because the car is not there. He says, "Oh Swami, the car, these were the times when there was no mobile phone to call and ask, right?" And Swami says, "Hey, you're simply getting scared. We came up by another way. The car is over there." And Swami points out where the car is. And sure enough, the car is there waiting for them. They get into the car and return back to the residence of this devotee. Now, this beautiful story has been recorded in the Eternal Companion. I do hope you know about the Eternal Companion. It's a monthly magazine, and I'm also part of the team that brings this out every month with devotee experiences, Swami's letters, discourses, and service activities happening around the world. You can get a free subscription in your inbox and read it delightfully every month. The link is here above. Go there, click and put in your email ID and enjoy the Leelas of the Lord coming to your inbox on a monthly basis. The next day in Kodaikanal, it was raining very heavily, and therefore the darshan, the bhajan, all of that was cancelled, and there was a private session with Swami inside. That is when TGK Uncle asked Swami, "Swami, yesterday you got down the hill and just stood there closing your eyes. Why did you do that, Swami?" The answer that Swami gave is so beautiful, is so soul touching, and it gives us so many insights for life. When TGK Uncle asked this question, Swami looked at him directly into his eyes and said, "Can you hear the rain? How heavily the rain is falling." The place where I stood from and looked, there was this village. That village has clayey soil underneath. and this rain would have washed away all that clay soil and destroyed all those homes. Those poor people would have suffered so much. I have gone and reinforced it. However hard may be this rain, nothing will happen to those homes. This is what Swami said. And this rain that was pouring, it lasted for almost 2 days. Intermittently it kept showering, pouring, became less, but again kept pouring. And 2 days later, when again darshan was there, TGK Uncle noticed that there were a lot of villagers who had gathered. They had come as a large group. Unable to withhold his curiosity, he went to this group and asked, how is it that suddenly they had come as a large group? And then they tell TGK Uncle that, it has been raining so heavily for the past 2 days. We are staying in a village on one of the slopes of this hill, and so heavy was the rain, we were convinced that our village and all our homes are going to get destroyed. We began to pray to God. And the miracle is, though the rain was so heavy and there is so much damage in many places, nothing happened to our homes. We are convinced it is the love, grace, compassion and blessings of our Swami. So we have come to express our gratitude to Swami. Wow! Dear brothers and sisters, in multiple discourses, Swami says, Sathya Sai is a silent worker. God goes about his duties, God goes about his work so silently. He doesn't seek publicity, he doesn't seek name, he doesn't seek fame, he doesn't even seek recognition or credit. It is only we who seek credit and recognition for every little thing we do. Swami shows us the way in which we have to do our work, the way in which we have to render service. Now the question might arise, why is it that Swami is partial towards some people? Why Swami protected only this village? How come there are many villages in the world that get washed by floods and different things happen? These questions might arise. But then God is there as a witness, and He is the one who delivers us our own karmas. Here is another beautiful episode and a story that has been narrated again by TGK Uncle, and I think that will make it very, very clear. So this happened a few years later after this Kodaikanal episode, and TGK Uncle along with his wife Soundarya auntie and a friend was travelling from Bangalore to Puttaparthi in a Maruti Omni van. They had a trunk in which he was carrying different saris for Swami. Swami had blessed him with the opportunity to procure saris for him. Swami would pay him the money and he would procure saris. How it would happen is he would get a few sample saris and Swami would choose. Those saris he would go and buy in bulk and get them. Why was Swami wanting these saris? Because for many occasions during Guru Purnima, birthday or any other time when people visit, Swami gives away saris, right? So for this, now TGK Uncle was getting this and coming. When they neared Chikbalapur, suddenly a buffalo runs onto the road, and before Uncle can realize what's happening, it's in front of the van. They're going to ram into that buffalo. To save that buffalo's life, he rams the brakes, and the sudden impact of the brake, the van goes tumbling and toppling. It makes somersaults. It rolls over 4 times and lands upside down, and the door opens, and the trunk in which the materials for Swami are there, that one trunk is safe. Their whole baggage, everything comes out and it crashes. Luckily, nobody is seriously hurt. There are a few scratches for his wife and his friend, and TGK Uncle, his collarbone on the right side is broken a bit, but he is not able to feel any pain. He is fully fine. In fact, they are able to get up, gather their belongings. The van is in a mashed, mangled, horrible state, and it's on the verge of the road, falling into a ditch. There's a huge ditch over there. It has just stopped from falling into that ditch, and even the traffic on both the sides miraculously have stopped. Nobody has banged. So it's a very, very, very narrow escape, but it's an escape nevertheless. And TGK Uncle returns to Bangalore from Chikbalapur instead of going to Puttaparthi, sends a telegram to Swami saying that he is unable to come to Puttaparthi now. He will be coming soon, because he felt that these bad news should not be conveyed via telegram like this. He will go and explain to Swami. So he has just sent a telegram saying that his visit is postponed. Sometime later, when he got the opportunity to actually travel to Puttaparthi, when he goes there, before he can go for darshan, he is met by his friend Captain Oberoi. Now Captain Oberoi comes and asks, "Hey Krishnamurthy, how are you doing? I hope you are fine. I hope you have recovered from the accident." Now he's wondering, how did Captain Oberoi get to know about this accident? And he asks him, and he says, "No, on such and such a day, which happens to be exactly the same day when this accident happened, at 10:50, which is 2 minutes after this accident has happened, because around 10:48 was when this accident happened. At 10:50, Swami called me in for an interview and told me, your friend Krishnamurthy, he had an accident. He is driving very fast, papam, dunnapota." Dunnapota means buffalo, but Swami would use that word dunnapota out of love for calling all of us. In fact, it was a great privilege and honor to be called Dunnapota by Swami. So Swami says, Dunnapota, I was driving very fast and his van toppled 4 times. It turned over 4 times, but nothing happened. I took care that nothing happens to them. Not only that, I took care that traffic on both the sides were stopped so that there is no other damage. Also, there was a deep ditch. I ensured that the van doesn't fall into the ditch. So this Swami has told Captain Oberoi. And TGK Uncle is so thrilled hearing this. So he goes and sits for darshan. He's in the veranda. And that day when Swami comes for darshan, there is not much conversation that happens between Swami and Uncle. Swami from there looks at him and says, "Oh, you have come, very good." And then Swami asks, "How is your collarbone?" And he says, "Swami, it's all fine by your grace." And that's all is the conversation that happens. So TGK Uncle is very, very thrilled at how Swami has saved him. In fact, he is so thrilled that Swami narrated every little bit to Captain Oberoi. What is the need for him to tell anything? There is no need to tell anything at all. Again, sometime later in Vrindavan, Swami called TGK Uncle to give a talk to a gathering. Before he could think of what he had to speak, Swami tells him, "Tell them about the story of the accident." And he narrates the story of the accident, and towards the end of it he says, "This is how Swami saved me." And at that point Swami says, "No, I did not save you." And he's surprised. "Swami, what are you saying? You didn't save me. You told the whole thing to Captain Oberoi and you said how you prevented me from getting damaged and all of this happening." So he goes to Swami and says, "Swami, you only saved me." Swami says, No, I didn't save you." "Then who saved me, Swami?" And then Swami tells him, "You do so much service and you do so much work. Whenever you do all this, so many people get benefited and they come to you and express their gratitude to you. But what do you say? You say, no, I didn't do anything. It's all Swami. It's all Swami." And you credit everything to Swami. All of that good, all of the merit of that seva therefore comes to me, and I deposited that in an account for you. And it was a withdrawal from that account that saved you." And then Swami told him, "Your seva saves you." Seva saves. S-E-V-A, seva, S-A-V-E, save. Yes, the power of seva is such that it saves us. In fact, I am reminded of the experience of Mr. Ramesh, of how his service came to his own aid and saved him from a terrible disease. Now, if you have not watched that, that is present at this link above. And with this, we get to understand another dimension of what Swami means by Sathya Sai is a silent worker. He is silent like the postman, delivering different posts and mail. He has got nothing to do with the mail. It has what has come, he just delivers. That's it. He is delivering the results of the actions that we perform on a daily basis. And that should inspire us to always do good, be good and see good. Let us help ever and hurt never. Let us love all and serve all. And not just doing this. After doing it, let us have the humility to offer everything to Swami. Because when we do that, all of that good gets accumulated in the divine bank balance. And that bank balance will come to help us beyond any limit in the times of our greatest need. Yes, dear brothers and sisters, the power of seva is immense. It draws the love of God, the grace of God on us without any limit. In that context, I am reminded of the beautiful experience. This experience is sure to make you cry, dear brothers and sisters, sure, because it is so beautiful and heart touching. That is the story of Vijaya auntie. And in case you missed watching that, that experience is recorded at this link above. In conclusion, Swami is not partial. It is not as if Swami favors someone, doesn't favor anyone. Swami impartially doles out all the good that we do. The results of our good karmas comes back to us. That's why encourages us to always do good and keep serving. And then after that, let us offer everything to Swami. That's also important. We should not look forward and feel that we have done it. Throw away the ego. Once we throw away that ego, it all gets into our spiritual bank balance. We become extremely rich spiritually. And I can quote from my personal experience that this bank balance is what comes most handy whenever we are in those times where nobody else can help us. Dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.